There is a kind of relationship that has no beginning and no ending. It doesn't break your heart. It erases it, slowly. No fight. No closure. No goodbye. Just silence that becomes normal. And that is where the damage begins. Because the human mind was never designed for uncertainty that lasts this long. It was designed for clarity, for safety, for emotional truth. But situationships, they replace truth with possibility. And possibility is dangerous, because it never lets you rest. At first, it feels harmless. A few messages, a few late-night conversations, a few moments that feel almost meaningful. Not enough to call it love, but enough to make you stay. And that almost is where people lose themselves. You don't notice the shift, because nothing dramatic happens. Instead, something quiet happens. You start checking your phone more than usual. You start reading between lines that were never written. You start analyzing silence like it has meaning. In psychology, this is called intermittent reinforcement. The same mechanism behind addiction. Not consistent reward, but unpredictable reward. And the brain doesn't walk away from unpredictability. It chases it. That is why situationships feel addictive. Not because they are meaningful, but because they are uncertain. And uncertainty keeps the mind hooked. In modern America, especially between 20 and 35, this has become the invisible emotional pattern. People are not officially together, but they are not apart either. They exist in emotional limbo. And limbo is where identity starts to dissolve. Because you begin asking questions that never get answered. What are we? Do they care? Should I wait? Am I overthinking? And slowly, your emotional energy starts moving away from your own life and into decoding someone else's behavior. Stoic philosophers warned about this in a different form. Epictetus said, "Some things are within our control, others are not." But situationships blur that line completely. Because you try to control something that is intentionally undefined. And what you cannot define, you cannot protect yourself from. So you adapt. You become careful with your words. You delay your replies to match their energy. You analyze emojis like they are emotional signals. You stop being yourself and start becoming a reaction to them. And here is the silent damage. It is not heartbreak. It is erosion. Your emotional stability doesn't break. It weakens. Your self-worth doesn't collapse. It fluctuates based on texts, timing, attention, withdrawal. And slowly, your nervous system learns a new pattern. High when they appear, low when they disappear. This is not love. This is conditioning. And the most painful part? They may never have intended to hurt you. Because situationships don't always come from cruelty. They often come from confusion. Two people afraid of commitment, or afraid of loneliness, or afraid of choosing wrong. So they stay in the middle, and the middle feels safe for them, but unstable for you. Psychologically, the human brain cannot process unclear attachment for long periods. It begins to fill the gaps with imagination. And imagination is always more intense than reality. That is why situationships feel deeper than they are. Not because the connection is strong, but because the uncertainty is loud. And then one day, you realize something strange. You are emotionally exhausted from something that never officially existed. No breakup, no explanation, just distance. And distance without closure is one of the hardest emotional experiences for the human mind. Because the brain keeps searching for a story that never ended properly. But there is no ending. Only fading. And in that fading, you either lose yourself or you begin to return to yourself. Stoicism offers a quiet answer here. Not detachment from feeling, but clarity of ownership. If it is not defined, it is not yours to hold. If it is unstable, it is not yours to fix. Because peace does not come from understanding their behavior. It comes from stopping the need to decode it. And maybe the real emotional damage of situationships is not what they do to your heart, but what they do to your attention. They teach you to live half in your own life, and half in someone else's uncertainty. And no one talks about that kind of loss. Because it is invisible. But it is real. And if you are listening to this, and it feels familiar, maybe the most powerful question is not, do they like me? But, why am I staying in something that makes me forget myself? Because sometimes, the deepest form of self-respect is choosing clarity over potential. And if this made you reflect even a little, then you already understand more than most people ever do. Subscribe for more deep, psychological, and philosophical explorations of modern human behavior.